on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm back again in the metro part of Manila, specifically in Pasig. And I've been here a few times, but I never made a proper video. This is a new district here called Bridgetown, and I'm here in this pretty beautiful modern mall called Opus. It's not really that big, but it's pretty nice looking malls, fancy, multiple levels, you know. So I'm gonna be around here exploring the mall a little bit, and then I'm gonna head outside the streets to walk around. They have a huge statue called the Victor, which is actually bigger than the Statue of Liberty in New York. And then a lot of developments going on. I don't think there's much happening outside, but I'm gonna try to see what's going on, you know. A lot of people, they say this is gonna be like a new central business district, but all over Metro Manila they're popping up. So I don't think it's gonna be a long video, but I'm gonna be exploring around. So without further ado, join me. See over here, they still got the Christmas tree set up at multiple levels, like about 5 stories tall, you know. I like the design of this mall. Mostly stores that you'll get back home in the States, but you can see how nice they got the design over here. And even the outside part of the mall is good. I think in the 4th floor is where they got the food hall. Even on the last level of this mall, they have a church and a balcony that you can walk outside. So I'm probably gonna go over there and check it out. But now I wanna head towards the other side and see what's going on. This is the other side, look how fancy it is. This is literally like a spaceship. By the mall being officially open, it's still building. They still got new spots to open. There's a balcony that's gonna be opening over there. So it's not really fully finished. And then the outside of the mall is actually pretty nice too. In the Vikings, you have this all over the Philippines. More spots over here. I like how they have this like a golden color. And then it's not open yet, but I wanna show you like the balcony that's probably gonna be open, I guess, when they finish this 100%. Like many malls in the Philippines, they have outdoor areas over here. They're probably gonna have more happening here than you can see is Pasig City. So really cool. So as for now, the major attraction in this district is this mall, Opus Mall, which is being opened, I think a few years ago. Not too far from where I'm staying, but it's actually, you know, pretty cool. I like the design of this mall. Here we got a restaurant. And it seems like they're gonna open more spots over here. But then, like I said, the mayor icon is right here ahead of me. And they got some nice looking music playing too. I think here's a better view of the mall. And then the movie theaters are on the top. So here you see what's going on. Let me walk towards the other side and see what can I find. Crazy, they even have a Dave & Buster's over here. Not sure if it's open yet, but I know they got a couple of those around New York City and in the States. And this here is Dave & Buster's, so you can eat over here, then play games. And it stands to the other side too. So yeah, it's very beautiful out here. Heading all the way up, 4th floor. Then in the 5th floor is where they got the movie theater. So I want to show you like the entrance because it's pretty nice looking. Tell you, the movie theaters here in the Philippines, they really hit different. Like the design and everything is so cool. Here we are, 4th floor. I believe they have like a food hall here. And then they got like an outdoor balcony here where you can walk. And more on the other side, so. Then the food hall's over this way, so I'm gonna show you guys, and then I'll show you a little bit of the balcony. This is the food court. Some fine cuisine dining out here, you know. Anything that you're craving, they have it out here. And even out here, they have like chairs that you can sit down and enjoy the view of Pasig City. Right here. See if I can get a close-up and show you guys. I think this over here is part of Marikina River. So you see a little bit of the contrast of the city and the urban area over here. Now this over here is a movie theater, the cinema. Look at this, how fancy it is. Pretty nice. You can buy your tickets over here. Yeah, I like the decoration here, pretty futuristic. Super, super futuristic, like the lights and everything. I love it out here. You got more. I really love the floor, how shiny it is. They really do a hard work maintaining, you know, everything properly clean. I'm gonna try to make it towards the top of the floor. It's like a balcony on top, and it got a chapel all the way at the end. Behind me it's a chapel, and over here you can see some of the buildings. If you come here in the nighttime, the lights, they lit up pretty blue in the skyscrapers over here. Well, not skyscrapers, but buildings, so a little bit of the balcony, but I think right now I'm ready to head out to the streets to check out the statue, like a close-up, and see what's happening around the area. I think there's also like a market over there, so let's go explore what's happening in Bridgetown. So now time for me to hit the streets. I'm gonna show you like the outside area where the mall is, and see what else is happening here in this district. So right now I'm in the outside area. Usually if you take the Grab, they will drop you over that way. But it's a pretty short walk, and then behind me is the Opus Mall. See? It literally looks like a golden color. Pretty nice and beautiful. And then over this way, I'm gonna walk towards where the Victor is. Not only there's a big statue, but the bridge is decorated pretty nicely. And like I say, the statue is pretty huge. So the Victor is 55 meters, which is roughly about 180 feet tall. And the Statue of Liberty is 46.2 meters, which is like about 151 feet tall. So it's roughly a little bit bigger than the Statue of Liberty. So like I said, I've seen it from a distance, but I never walked in between it. So now I'm gonna head towards that way over here, which is Bridgetown Boulevard. And I'm gonna show you like the area too. You see here, they got modern buildings. Even though it's not really tall, but it's still some developments going on. I think they have also like a lot of call centers out here, but if you go all around the Philippines, you'll see call centers all over. You see the district, how it's developed with the buildings. They're building a condo in the back, but the main icon is gonna be over that way, the Victor. And I gotta cross this bridge. So hopefully the bridge is not like pretty high, because you guys know I'm scared of heights. But even over here on the other side, they got like a couple of business units. I like how they decorate, how they keep the sidewalk, you know, pretty nice, impeccable, and clean. So yeah, in the future, you know, when they finish developing all the buildings over here, I think it's gonna be a new happening spot. So a lot of business districts in Metro Manila are literally like spread out, so you just gotta figure which one you wanna go. And here you can see the developments. These are 2 tall condos that's gonna be built up. I already saw the renderings, so it's gonna be pretty cool. And over there, they got the famous Victor statue. Oh yeah, I can tell it's pretty massive and big. I like the bridge too, it looks pretty nice. So now I think if I go in front of the statue, it's gonna be a nice view behind me. Maybe I'll make it my thumbnail. Wow, it's getting windy over here, so panicking a little bit when I cross this bridge, but this bridge is beautiful too. Like they got like this beautiful arc that decorates and beautifies the bridge. Then behind me you see the famous Opus Mall. 360 view of what's happening here behind me. And you see, they decorate this bridge pretty beautiful. I think I'm crossing the Marikina River. But I am panicking a little bit because of the weather, the wind. But I think it's gonna be worth it when I make it ahead of me. Even here they got the nice, it's like a cobblestone bridge. And here's the river and some of the buildings. Over here at nighttime, I think in the holidays, those buildings, they lit up like Rockwell, the same colors. And then here, like we say in Spanish, a todo vapor, fast they're building high-rise. But not sure if they're gonna have like malls over here. I see the rendering so far. And then over here's a Victor. Oh, they got like something inside. I think I'm gonna Google what's the purpose of this, but look how massive and tall the statue is. And in the nighttime, this lit up pretty beautiful. The statue lit up with shiny colors. The buildings in the back, they look awesome. So, like I say, it's not really much going on. You just see the developments. But I just wanted to check out the area because, you know, I haven't been here yet. Only been to the mall, but trying to explore, you know, all the potential that's happening through Metro Manila. Let me see if I can go somewhere around here so I can get the thumbnail with the Victor behind me. Look how tall it is. It goes all the way up. Wow. Then one thing that's actually really funny is that I live in Jersey, New York City area for about 15 years, and I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. I see it from a close distance because I used to live in Jersey City, and it's right near Jersey City, but I've never been like to the top of the Statue of Liberty. And now I'm seeing a statue over here that is actually taller than the Statue of Liberty. Seems like they got something that's happening right here, so that's really cool. But yeah, I'm just exploring the area. Then I'm gonna make it more towards the other side because they have like a market. So I think that's actually gonna be pretty interesting. And then here they got a pickup coffee. You can see that all over, and the business is happening. So I think they're gonna develop like all this area over here. I'm gonna try to make it ahead of me towards where the mini market is to see what's going on. And then you see everything that's happening right here. But pretty interesting area. You know, pretty interesting area, nice, secure. So yeah, I'm not sure. They're building like a stage over here, so maybe they're gonna have like a concert or something going on. So like I say, so far, you know, not much going on. Like the main attraction is the Victor. and the Opus Mall behind me. But in the future, you know, maybe they'll build more around here, then it's gonna be a really cool district. Also, another thing that I'm reading here is projected to be the tallest lighting projection in the world, so pretty interesting. It was designed by Filipino-American artist Jeffrey. You know, so yeah, it's made out of steel, art from China. Like I say, it's 55 meters tall, and yeah, it could be lit up with various colors in the nighttime. So I think it was dedicated to a Filipino businessman, John Way. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. So, you know, pretty cool concept. Then they got a little mini market here, but I don't think there's really like much happening. It looks actually pretty small. So probably I'll just walk around a little bit of where the call centers is. Also in this other side of the building, like another development, so like mini projects around. I think this area is pretty good for biking. So yeah, like I said, little by little, like we call it in the States, this project is built in Pampers. It's in Pampers yet, like it's not fully developed yet. You know, here, you know, it's not open yet. I think in the afternoon is when they open the market, Mercado Central. So they open, you know, a couple of food stalls out here. So it seems like they're setting up. But you can find, you know, markets like this all over Manila. And then a regular neighborhood in the other side. But yeah, like I said, it's not really much going on right here. And thankfully the weather is nice today. Well, I see a rendering of another project happening right here, Bridgetown. Seems like they're gonna open like a restaurant over here. So it's like literally, you know, a lot of places, it's like just mostly empty lots. So like I say, it's gonna be a short video. There's not really much going on right here. But I wanted to check it out for myself to see the Victor statue. If you go over that way, just mostly barangays in Pasig. So yeah, like I say, but let's head back and see if I can film like around the Opus Mall. You know, maybe I could get some excitement over that way and then just wrap up the video, you know. I got much more to explore out here. This tall building, it seems like they're gonna have some business in the first floor units. So, you know, it goes all the way up. Then here's the Victor. I wanna get like a thumbnail, but the trees are literally like blocking my way. So maybe if I go a little bit more towards this side, I can get a better one. And then the building over here, so there's no chance I can stand over here and get like the whole scene behind. I like the sidewalks too, how they have it prepared. But yeah, if you go all over Metro Manila, you're gonna be hearing cling, 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 construction after construction everywhere. And then here's the icon. It's pretty nice, right? Look at the nice plus and how this rises up. Pretty powerful. Just heading back towards where the Opus area is. The sun is coming out. But yeah, like I said, I really like the bridge, how it's designed. Here you can see another angle. Let's see, you see the buildings, like they're not very tall, but that's part of the Opus Mall. It has an office, a couple of call centers, and then the bridge with its golden arch and something that decorates it pretty nice. So we're kind of in the borderline of Pasig and Quezon City. You know, it's not too far from the two cities out here in Metro. But yeah, I think if I walk towards the other side, which is C5, you're gonna get some nice views. Then this is the river. I think they did a good improvement in cleaning up the river. Yeah, you can see some of the machines here. So looks like they did with Pasig River, they cleaned it up. And now they got the Esplanade that is a high attraction in Manila. But that way the building, that's like another district at the end. And I think some of the buildings farther over there is Eastwood City. But here you see like so many construction happening, so all of this is going to be literally like connected. So in a few years, you know, it'll be cool. I'm not sure the Metro Manila subway passes around this side, you know. I know it's going to stop in BGC and parts of Ortigas. But yeah, you get the idea and the concept. So I don't know, to be honest, I think the view in this side, like behind the statue, is actually better than the front side, but maybe in the future that's going to change. Is to get the statue and some of the high-rise buildings that's being built up. This is another part of the Opus. Like some of the entrance, and you know, if you go underground, they got like a car park or parking, how they call over here. So if you're driving a car, you can literally park safely in this mall. think it's about 50, 60 pesos depending. Well, here's part of like call centers, you know, nothing crazy. I'm probably gonna walk towards this way. But yeah, this is what you get. And then of course in the first level, they got a couple of eatery spots or coffee shops. Like about here is the breeze that's entering. I don't know why, every time I go to BGC, even if it's not so hot, it feels humid over there. So I'm not sure if it has to do with the construction, the planning over there. This area over here is reminding me a little bit of Cebu IT Park. Like the same concept, you know, the street, the buildings, how they're designed, you know, the call centers and restaurants in the first level. So it's pretty cool that they got the call centers and restaurants in the first level. So within walking distance, you can find some food out here. What's going on? They got Tokyo. I love Tokyo. Good food, you know, good prices. They got KFC out here, which is pretty popular out here in the Philippines. While in the States, you don't see it pretty much, depending what state you go, but in New York, you'll see a few of them, not a lot around. Literally looks like a mall. Banks, so I'm just gonna detour on the other street, that is C5. Walking the other side and then just call it the end of the video. Like I say, it's not really big, there's not really much to see as of now, but maybe in the future they'll develop the area more. This over here is Ortigas Avenue. This will go straight towards the district. One of my favorite districts out here in Metro Manila. So you take the highway over there and it goes straight and you'll see some skyscrapers happening around. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go back towards C5 and make it towards the other side in front of Opus. And here you got more going on. This is mostly like, you know, office buildings, call centers. But for a couple of businesses in the first level, it'd be nice if they turn this sidewalk with a bike lane on it. You know, and then label it with like the yellow division in the middle, like they got in a lot of other Asian cities. Yeah, but this highway here can connect you towards Makati, EDSA, and during rush hour, the traffic is big, so I'm gonna hurry up to make it towards the other side before the rush hour starts coming along. Even here, they got a Korean bonchon, which is very good. You know, they really got good chicken out here in the Philippines. I literally see the skyscrapers of Ortigas all the way down there. Maybe I could walk it, but that's a long distance. I'm just taking it easy out here today. But yeah, that'll be a cool concept. Walk there and then take the MRT. So here's part of the highway. You know, they got the top one that's express, and then over here is more local that you can exit, and then you see some of the buildings happen like concentrics. It's like a major office building out here in the Philippines. And then towards my left, it's like private area, you know, residences, houses, but they're mostly like gated community. The building that's under construction, this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like all the way on top. It's called Haraya Residence. So wow, pretty modern futuristic design. Then in Spanish we call this El Viaducto. So you have an idea what I'm talking about. But I feel like they can widen up the sidewalks a little bit more, you know, and make it better for the people. Then over here, under this bridge, I think they got like street food going on, because I see a lot of the delivery drivers and bike or construction workers that come out here and they eat. So, you know, I guess like a local food and affordable for the locals out here. This is the jeepney. And then under the bridge, they're all stationed. You can't see it because the trucks are blocking the view. But they got like some matching on the other side. And then here's like an entrance of some of the business. You can see the building. Kind of reminded me when I was in Jakarta near one of the major malls. They had like business underneath the bridge with food options and choices. But then the traffic is already starting to build up. And see the people all the way at the end. And then here the famous Bridgetown. Yeah, it's already starting to pack out here, you know. But I think I already seen what I wanted to see out here today. Not only the mall, but the statue. So yeah, like I say, you know, it's a neighborhood that's still under development. But maybe in a few years I'll come back and see what's happening. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.